There you go, that's Yaz and the Plastic Population, and The Only Way Is Up. You're tuned to the Mid-Morning Show with me, Brian Mallon. Now 21 minutes to 12, and I am joined by a very special guest this morning. This is a very interesting young man by the name of Jordan Berry. Good morning, Jordan.
Good morning, Brian.
How are you?
Wonderful, mate.
Good.
Box of fluffies.
Good. Now, we've got you in to speak about your lifetime, and what a lifetime it is. You're 26 years of age, and you've crammed an awful lot into that time. You're from New Zealand.
That's correct, mate.
Right, whereabouts in New Zealand?
Christchurch.
Christchurch, right. And you're now living in Scotland.
Living in Glasgow, mate.
In Glasgow?
That's right.
Right, near Lanarkshire, so we'll let you off. And when did you move to Glasgow?
Last week.
Oh, last week?
Yeah, about 7 days ago, mate. Yep.
Oh, right.
Yep.
I thought you were going to say a couple of months. Or no, last week?
Last week, yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, so it says here, you're made in New Zealand, now living in Scotland.
That's right. Well, yeah, I guess my ancestry, a lot of it is from Scotland. So if you go back far enough, there's a lot of Scottish roots there.
Right, okay.
Hence the ginger hair.
Aye, well, I mean, you look more Scottish than I do.
Yeah, I think I do.
Now, you're a musician.
Correct. Yep.
You're a singer-songwriter.
Singer-songwriter.
Right. And have you ever released any albums or singles or anything like that, Jordan?
Yeah, over the last few years, I've released a couple of albums and about 4 singles.
Right, okay. Yeah. Your latest one was out a few months ago?
Yeah, latest one I put out about July last year. It's called Burning Ground.
All right, okay. Yeah. And is that a live album or a studio album?
A bedroom album.
Bedroom?
Yeah.
So you recorded it in New Zealand?
Yeah, I was just flying by the seat of my pants, set it all up in the bedroom, and then got it produced in Australia.
Right, yeah. Okay, excellent. And do you write all the tracks on it?
Yeah, everything's composed myself.
Right.
Yep.
So you never do any cover versions? You know how some people like to pad their album out a bit with cover versions?
Yeah, mate, nah, not me. I've got plenty of writing material, which is great. I leave the covers for the streets when I'm busking, or sometimes the open mic nights.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
oh, so do you do a bit of busking and things like that?
Yeah, I do a bit of busking.
Right, okay.
Yep.
How do you find that? Is it not nerve-wracking?
It is intimidating when you're just sort of standing there on the street and everyone's just getting by on their day-to-day and you just start howling, you know? It's the first couple of songs, you definitely are a little bit nervous, but you get used to it.
Have you done any busking in Glasgow yet?
Yeah, I was down and on Buchanan Street last week.
Brilliant.
And it was good. I had a couple of people come up to me and wanted me to play some Oasis and, you know.
Oh, yeah. Great. Aye. We're a very appreciative audience, us here in Scotland.
Yeah, I think everyone was sort of enjoying it. I didn't get anything thrown at me, so...
Well, that's a positive. That's definitely a positive. So, how long did it take you to write The Burning Ground, the album?
I mean, some of the songs I wrote years ago, but the sort of collective process when I sat down and thought, okay, I'm going to record an album, took about 6 months.
Right, about 6 months in total. Yep. Right, so was it a bit of a roller coaster journey, was it?
Yeah, absolutely. It was sort of recorded in a transitional period in my life when I left Wellington, the capital of New Zealand, left my job as a personal trainer and moved down south and got into the countryside, and it was great. It was a time to sort of unpack everything from, I guess, the formative years of my adult life.
All right, okay. So I can't believe you're still finding your feet, really. You're only here a week.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, I've just sort of dived head first into Glasgow.
And whereabouts in Glasgow is it you're staying?
In the Gorbals.
In the Gorbals?
In the Gorbals.
What a lovely part of the world that is.
Oh, mate, I've heard great stories.
Oh, I'll bet you have. Well, listen, Jordan, we're going to take a wee break just now, right? When you came into the studio, I was asking you what your favourite song was now. We to go through a few, but you've came up with this one. It's Tom Petty, right? Would you like to introduce the Tom Petty song to us?
Bringing to your ears, Tom Petty, this is Free Fallin'.
Free Fallin', right. We'll be back after Tom Petty. There you go, that's Tom Petty. Without the Heartbreakers, just Tom Petty on his own. And that was Free Fallin', and that was requested by my special guest, Jordan Berry. He's in the studio with me just now, Jordan. All right, mate?
I'm all good, mate.
Did you enjoy that?
One of my favourites.
Oh, it's good. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a massive Tom Petty fan, but I love that song, I must admit. Right, so anyway, we're in the middle of a very interesting chat about Jordan, and he's just arrived a week ago from New Zealand. He's living here in Scotland, in the Gorbals to be exact. And why did you move from New Zealand to Scotland, Jordan?
Well, my partner and I wanted to do a bit of travel. So we actually left New Zealand 7 months ago. And I came to Scotland via Indonesia, India, Georgia, Poland. And I've made it here, and my partner's in Iceland currently.
Oh, right. Your partner's in Iceland. Yeah. And how's that working then?
Well, the long distance is challenging, but she's been sending me lots of photos of the nature and the Northern Lights, so I know she's having a good time.
Right. I wonder who got the best deal out of that. She's in Iceland, one of the most beautiful, scenic countries in the world, and you're in the Gorbals.
And I'm in this filthy big city. Yeah. Who got the short straw?
Exactly, aye. Right, okay. So, can I ask, what's your background? You know, do you come from a musical family? Is your parents musical, or?
My mum sings. My dad tries to, and he does depending on the day, a fairly average job of it. But my uncle was big into music, so I guess I was inspired a lot by him. And my parents always had music playing. You know, I thrashed a particular U2 record called How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. So I've always been into music.
Right.
But I've actually got a bit of a health and fitness background too. I was a personal trainer for 7 years back in New Zealand.
Really?
But music's always been there, mate.
Right.
Always been there.
And do you play instruments?
Yeah, I've been singing and playing guitar. Been playing guitar since I was 11.
Really?
And
were you self-taught, or?
No, I had lessons from about the age of 11, and then from about 17 onwards, it was all self-taught.
Self-taught, right?
Yeah.
So you must really enjoy that then.
I do, mate. I do.
Okay. Now it says here that you're working on your 10,000 hours.
Yeah, that's right.
Question mark, question mark, question mark. What is that all about?
Well, the 10,000 hours, it's sort of like a principle that some people have, that in order to sort of master something, you need to do 10,000 hours of experience in whatever field that you want to get better at. So, yeah, and in this time of my life, it's all about just getting as much live performance experience as possible, just being amongst musicians to continually develop my craft.
Mm-hmm. Now, when I was doing a wee bit of research on you just this morning when I came into the studio, I seen a photograph of you on the stage at the Cavern Club.
Yeah, that's correct.
In Liverpool.
Yeah.
That's one of my favourite places in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I touched down in Liverpool a couple of weeks ago, and that's the first place I went. That was my first open mic night in the UK.
Right. Yeah. And what was that a good experience for you?
It was really fun, actually.
What was the crowd like?
The Liverpool crowd are great. Yeah. They're very lively, very vocal, and it's fun to be a part of.
And it doesn't matter if it's a boring Tuesday night or a Monday night, the place is jam-packed.
It's just always buzzing. Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah. It was just when I seen you on the stage with the Cavern Club, I said, oh, I'll need to speak to him about that. Because, honestly, I just love that place. I love that whole street. What's the street called again? I can't remember now. What's the street that Cavern Club's on? Can't remember. Let me know. Brian at shireradio.co.uk. Right, so you're here in Scotland. You've just arrived. Have you got a plan? Do you know how long you're going to be here for? Or?
Well, I'm on a working holiday visa from New Zealand, so I can be here for 2 years.
Right.
So that's sort of the rough outline.
Is that the way it works? You've got to get a visa. And
to work here, yeah, as part of the Commonwealth.
Right, okay. Yep. And so will you be here the 2 years? Is that your plan?
Well, we'll get through the first year of living in the Gorbals and living in Glasgow, and depending on how this goes, depending on what opportunities I find myself, will determine the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your hopes and aspirations? Do you want to, do you want to form a band, or what is it you want to do?
Yeah, well, at this stage, it's just all about getting experience. I'm wanting to potentially join a band as opposed to form one and just perform live. Just get on stage, get jamming with people, and play music. That's the whole goal. So that's your passion, is it? That's the passion. Aye, good. Well, I wish you every success in the world with that, Jordan. Thank you, Brian. Now, if anybody is listening to this and
like me, is fascinated by what you've been telling us and they want to get in touch with you, maybe about, you joining a band or something like that, how would they get in touch with you, Jordan?
If anyone wants to contact me, they can through my website, which is jordanberrymusic.com, and there's a contact form there.
Right, wait, and I'll just write that down. jordanberrymusic.com.
Jordan like the river, berry like the fruit.
Right, okay.
The easy way to remember my name.
Yeah.
So just the website, or else on YouTube, Jordan Berry Music. All my music's on YouTube, Spotify, or else you could probably find me on Facebook too.
They can get you on Facebook as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Well, that's great. Well, Jordan, I want to say thank you very much indeed for coming in and speaking to us. It's been absolutely fascinating, and you're a lovely guy, and I wish you every success in the world, and I hope that you enjoy your stay in Scotland.
Thank you very much, Brian. It's been a pleasure to be on the show.
And tell me that don't be a stranger. I want you to come back and let me know. See when you're a big star.
I won't forget you, mate, if that's what you're asking.
Just throw me a wee crumb here and
there.
Yeah, okay?
I will, mate.
Right, okay. Do you like Creedence Clearwater Revival?
To be honest, mate, I don't. I'm not a fan.
Oh, don't say that. That's
Sorry to break your heart.
That's what's coming up next. Bad Moon Rising. Thanks very much, Jordan.
Thanks very much.